Pat, you want to talk about it?
I don't talk to strangers.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not a stranger. No. We've met before.
Oh.
Summer '94.
Mistaking me for someone else.
No. We even fell in love.
Really? I vaguely remember someone sweet and romantic. Who made me feel like I wasn't alone anymore. Someone who had respect for who I was.
That's me. I'm that guy.
I don't think so.
This is what most films do when they want to go from one location to another.
So you want to go to a cafe?
Yeah.
So how long have you been in Paris?
I got in last night. I've done 10 cities in 12 days.
This is what Richard Linklater does.
So you want to go to a cafe?
Yeah.
Okay, this one a little further.
In the beginning of Before Sunset, Jesse asks Celine if she wants to get coffee at 7 minutes 30 seconds into the film. They don't reach the cafe until 17 minutes 56 seconds. That's a real 10-minute walk. In that space, we learned that Jesse actually showed up 6 months after Vienna. And we also learned why Celine couldn't. These might just sound like simple answers, but we understand the true impact of them later in the film. One of the most fascinating things about these films is how they handle time on screen. There's always a deadline on the main characters. They're in a rush, but Richard Linklater isn't. He lets you feel the minutes ticking away. While most films are plot heavy and use dialogues to progress the film, the Before trilogy is quite the opposite. The dialogues define the course of the plot, not the other way around. And sometimes, a dialogue isn't there to be resolved right away. It's planted early, only to pay off later. Like in the beginning of Before Sunset, Celine mentions about reading the book Jesse has written and talks about how it made her feel.
Did you have a chance to read it?
Yes, I was really, really surprised, as you can imagine. I mean, I had to read it twice, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come see, come ça?
No, I liked it.
But then she really opens up about it only towards the end of the movie in the taxi ride home.
I was fine until I read your f***ing book. It stirred shit up, you know? It reminded me how genuinely romantic I was, how I had so much hope in things, and now it's like, I don't believe in anything that relates to love. I don't feel things for people anymore.
It's sort of like marinating an idea. Richard makes the concept of them seeing each other marinate for a while, only to cook it when it's really ready. And if you think about it, that is how humans really talk. We tend to guard ourselves and have layers in our conversations. We're complex beings. But at its core, the trilogy isn't about how people change. It's about how perspective changes. Love in your 20s is a spark, in your 30s a choice, and in your 40s, it's work. In Before Sunrise, Jesse and Celine are idealists, romanticizing the unknown. In Before Sunset, they're realists, confronting roads not taken. In Before Midnight, they're pragmatists, negotiating the weight of shared history. In the first film, Jesse and Celine have less than 24 hours. They meet on a train, and he convinces her to get off in Vienna and spend the night walking the city. From the first step off that train, there's a countdown in the background. The sun is going to rise, the next day is going to start, and they'll have to say goodbye. But they're still idealists. Vienna itself plays into their idealism. The streets half empty, the cafes half lit, the music soft and distant. The city feels like it belongs to them alone. The night is a perfect bubble, and inside it, every possibility still exists. They speak like people who believe time will always give them another chance to figure things out. They don't exchange phone numbers at the end because they believe their connection is too special to be handled like something ordinary. That's what idealism looks like. The belief that if something's meant to be, the universe will take care of the details. In Before Sunset, the ticking clock is even louder. The film plays out in real time, about 80 minutes, because Jesse's plane is leaving. Every minute they spend together is 1 minute closer to the point where they have to decide if they'll part ways again. The conversations here are sharper. In Before Sunrise, they spoke in hypotheticals. Here, they speak in regrets. They talk less about dreams and more about choices they did or didn't make. And unlike in their 20s, they now understand what loss feels like. When Celine says this,
You can never replace anyone because everyone is made of such beautiful, specific details.
there's a sting in her voice. She's not talking about abstract philosophy, she's talking about Jesse. The first two films are defined by scarcity. Time is short, so every moment has weight. Every walk feels like stolen time. And then Before Midnight arrives, and something's different. There's no train to catch, no plane to board. Jesse and Celine are on holiday in Greece with their kids. The urgency isn't in minutes or hours anymore. It's in years. Years to come. This shift changes everything. Without an external deadline, the pressure comes from inside the relationship. The absence of the ticking clock forces them to confront the kind of problems you can't walk away from in the morning. What's beautiful is that each stage has its own kind of intimacy. And before sunrise, it's the intimacy of being seen for the first time. And before sunset, it's the intimacy of being remembered. And in before midnight, it's the intimacy of being understood. Really understood. Even when it's uncomfortable. At this point, the Jesse and Celine we met in that first train scene have changed. And in some ways, they've come full circle. Back then, they watched an older couple argue and laughed about how miserable they seemed. Now, years later, they've become that couple. When they first met, Jesse's flirting was effortless, a way to genuinely win her over. Now, after a long day and an even longer argument, his flirting is another item on the to-do list. Not because he loves her any less, but because life is now layered with kids, work and responsibilities. His love might actually be deeper than ever, but the way it shows has changed. Towards the end, when she doesn't react to his jokes, he tells her plainly,
I'm just trying to make things better here. All right, I tell you that I love you unconditionally. I tell you that you're beautiful. I tell you that your ass looks great when you're 80. I'm trying to make you laugh.
I guess that's love in your 40s. It's work. And that's not tragic. It's just the natural progression of being with someone for years. The spark isn't gone. It's just learned to live alongside everything else. A friend recently asked me, don't you wish there was a fourth film? Don't you want to know what happened after Before Midnight? And honestly, no. Before Midnight may not be the end of Celine and Jesse's story, but it's where you close the curtain. It's the extent of where we should know them. The argument we see them have in the hotel room isn't their first, and it isn't going to be their last. I think about this line from Before Sunrise a lot.
If there's any kind of magic in this world, it must be in the attempt of understanding someone, sharing something. I know, it's almost impossible to succeed, but who cares, really? The answer must be in the attempt.
I don't want to know if things will work out between the two or not. I just want to know that they tried. That's the only hope I need. Because sometimes, the answer genuinely is in the attempt. Guess I'll see you in the movies.